by one of our two great locations, you'll be glad you did. Esposito's Pizza and Pasta, so close to eating at Mom's, but without all the yelling.
You're listening to Damage 365 Radio, and this is ECW Original, the Angry Amish Warrior Roadkill.
What's up, everybody? This is Coach Kev of the Damage 365 Radio Network. I want to talk to you about one of our sponsors, the Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore. That's right, you heard it. They're in Englishtown Flea Market in the Green Building, booth number 35. They have everything for your wrestling collectible needs. Check them out. They got figures, DVDs, cards, t-shirts, and even tickets to local independent wrestling circuits. They have that and so much more. Look, sitting here listening to me talk about it does not do it justice. Go check it out for yourself. The Funkenstein Wrestling Superstore in Englishtown Flea Market, Green Building, booth number 35. Also, check them out on Facebook at facebook.com/FunkensteinINC. And tell them Coach Kev sent you. This is former WWE superstar The Patriot, and you're listening to Damage 365 Radio. Do not touch that dial. USA, USA, USA.
The following announcement has been paid for by the New World Order.
Welcome back after that short commercial break. So as I mentioned before the commercial, we're going to take a look at some previous Game 7 NBA Finals, with Game 7 tonight between the Cleveland Cavaliers and Golden State Warriors. Let's take a look at some of the previous Game 7s and some historic performances by individuals in that Game 7. There's been a lot of extremely clutch performances by specific players, particularly Bill Russell. You're going to hear his name come up, a few times in this. So let's get started, though. We'll go, usually if you listen to my previous shows, I like to do top 10 lists where I rank 1 through 10. Today I decided not to do that. There's just so many, good performances. It was hard to rank them 1 to 10. Plus, some of the older NBA Finals Game 7s, it was hard to find, complete box scores. Sometimes you could just find the point totals. So rather than rank them 1 to 10, I'm just going to go in chronological order of, from most recent, from least recent to most recent Finals Game 7. So let's go on with this and start with 1957 Game 7 between the Boston Celtics and the St. Louis Hawks. Bob Pettit of the Hawks versus Russell and the Celtics. Was an extraordinary Game 7 as it went into double overtime with the Celtics prevailing 125 to 123. Tommy Heinsohn, what a performance he had. 37 points and 23 rebounds. The aforementioned Bill Russell, 19 points, 32 rebounds in what was an extraordinary game. 1957, of course, it's not going to be easy to find footage of that, as it was almost 60 years ago, but, an historic game in NBA lore. went to the Celtics, one of their many championships. Not the first time they'll be mentioned, as 1960, same two teams, Boston Celtics versus the St. Louis Hawks. Celtics again prevailed, this time in regulation, by the score of 122 to 103. Bill Russell, another absolutely extraordinary performance. Part of the reason why he's considered one of the all-time greats is 11 championships and what he did in clutch games such as this. 22 points, 35 rebounds in the Celtics win. It's part of the reason why I didn't rank them, because for these older games, it was hard to, find complete box scores. Unfortunately, these box scores, I couldn't find, field goal attempts, field goals made, and things such as that. But, 22 points and 35 rebounds, no matter how you slice that, just an amazing performance. And let's move on to more Celtics. 1962, 2 years after that, another OT game, won by the Celtics again. 110 to 107, this time over the Los Angeles Lakers. Bill Russell, 19 points, 32 rebounds, and 57. 22 points and 35 rebounds and 60. Both extraordinary performances. 62, he went even beyond that. 30 points and 40 rebounds. That's right, 40 rebounds. Yes, the game went into OT, but that's basically 10 rebounds a quarter. Not quite, because it did go into OT, but still. Also went 14 for 17 from the free throw line. Bill Russell, another extraordinary Game 7 performance. In the losing effort, though, Elgin Baylor put up 41 points, and Jerry West put up 35. Another amazing game. But the Celtics do what the Celtics did back then, win the championship. And more from the Celtics, more from Bill Russell. 1966, again, Celtics versus Lakers. Very close game, another extraordinary NBA Finals game. Again, going to the Celtics. What else did you expect? 95-93, very close 2-point game. Bill Russell, just another day at the office for a Game 7 for him. 25 points, 32 rebounds, 5 for 5 from the free throw line. Bill Russell, just extraordinary Game 7 performances. Already mentioned 4 of them. There's one I won't mention. I believe he had 6 points and 20 rebounds, when he was at more of an advanced stage toward the end of his career. That's why many people consider Bill Russell the best center of all time. I'm not going to have that debate. Still Wilt, Kareem, Hakeem, Shaq. Bunch of great centers in NBA history. A lot of people, though, put Bill Russell on top of that mountain. Let's move on from the Celtics, but there's more of them coming up. It's just a brief hiatus from mentioning the Celtics. 1970, the New York Knicks win their first NBA championship in a Game 7, 113-99 over the Lakers. Now, what do most people remember from that Game 7, 1970 Finals? Willis Reed walking on the court when it was pretty much widely assumed that he would be unable to play in Game 7 due to that injury. Pretty much sparked the Knicks, as many of the Knicks did not even know that he was going to play in that game. Didn't exactly have the greatest performance, but helped keep Wilt Chamberlain in check. And the Knicks had a 69-42 halftime lead that never came close to vanquishing. Who was the star of that game, though? Walt Clyde Frazier. What a performance for Frazier in this Game 7. 36 points, 19 assists, and 7 rebounds for the Hall of Fame point guard. 22 of those 36 came in the first half. Walt Frazier just put it on the Lakers that game, as the Knicks went on to win their first NBA championship. Told you it would be a brief break from the Celtics, as they're back. A different Celtics team, though, no Bill Russell. As in 1974, Game 7, the Celtics defeated the Milwaukee Bucks 102-87. The star of that game was another center, Dave Cowens, former MVP, Hall of Famer. Finished with 28 points and 14 rebounds on 13 of 25 field goals and also 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Celtics once again NBA champions, and Dave Cowens was the star of that Game 7. A decade later, here we are again with the Celtics. Again, a different Celtics team. This one featured Larry Bird, Robert Parrish, and Kevin McHale, all Hall of Famers. Larry Bird considered all-time great, on many people's top 5 list. In this 84 finals, they defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 111-102. As I mentioned, that team had Bird, McHale, and Parrish, but neither of them three were the star in this Game 7, as the star was Cornbread Cedric Maxwell. Great game for Maxwell all around. 24 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals, and a block. 5 of 10 from the field, but he made a living on the free throw line. 14 of 17 from the charity stripe, helping guide the Celtics to once again being NBA champs. And I'm done with the Celtics. Well, I do mention them one more time, but they lose this Game 7. That's coming up shortly. 1988, I've mentioned the Lakers losing 4 times. This time they prevailed in this Game 7 in 1988 over the Detroit Pistons, 108-105. Magic Johnson, another all-time great, doing what he does. 19 points and 14 assists, but he wasn't the star of this Game 7. No, the star was another Hall of Famer, Big Game James Worthy. What a performance. 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 10 assists, 2 steals as well. 15 of 22 from the field. Lakers win the championship. I believe that is the only triple-double in a Game 7 in NBA history. Could be wrong, but I'm almost certain of that. James Worthy, one of the all-time great Lakers, coming up huge in the 1988 Game 7 NBA Finals. 1994, I hated this series. Well, I didn't hate it, but I hated that the Knicks lost to the Houston Rockets. Game 7 was 90-84. John Stark's atrocious shooting game, 2 for 18, 0 for 11 from downtown. Hakeem Olajuwon, though, one of the all-time great centers, came up huge in this Game 7. 25 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, a steal, and 3 blocks. Did it all. Helped the the Rockets win their second NBA championship. Won again the following year in 1995, but that was a 4-game sweep over Shaq and Penny and the Orlando Magic. 2 more finals I'm going to mention. Game 7's 2010. The Lakers, this time defeating the Boston Celtics in a Game 7. So many times they were unable to do that in the past. 2010 they were able to do it though. 83-79. Low scoring affair. Kobe Bryant put up his numbers. 23 points and 15 rebounds. But did not shoot the ball well at all. 6 of 24 from the field and 0 for 6 from downtown. The star of the game was really Pau Gasol. Gasol, who was acquired in a trade a few months prior from the Memphis Grizzlies, came up huge with 19 points, 18 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 blocks. Did it all. Lakers avenged their previous NBA Finals loss the previous season to the Boston Celtics by winning Game 7 in 2010. Gasol, star of that game. I mentioned Gasol was actually acquired a few years prior to that in 2008. But, came up huge in that 2010 Finals. They did win the 08 Finals as well. So Gasol, pivotal part of 2 championship Laker teams. And the last finals I'm going to mention is the most recent Game 7. Happened in 2013. The lasting moment of that series was Game 6 when Chris Bosh got that offensive rebound, kicked it out to Ray Allen for 3, bang. Heat win in overtime, force a Game 7. Heat win that Game 7, 95-88. And LeBron James, his last finals victory, put up an historic Game 7, 37 points,